We were playfully mocking my husband at a neighborhood party, until he stood up and told me it was over. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the backyard, where laughter and cheerful conversations filled the air. It was one of those perfect neighborhood gatherings, grilled burgers sizzling on the barbecue, the scent of freshly cut grass lingering, and the joyful sounds of children playing in the background. Among the guests were Emma and her husband, Tom, a couple married for 5 years. They were known for their playful banter, often exchanging light-hearted jabs that entertained their friends. But tonight, what started as harmless teasing would take a sharp, unexpected turn. As the evening wore on and drinks flowed freely, the atmosphere became increasingly lively. Emma, with her bright blue eyes and infectious laugh, thrived in the spotlight, drawing people in with her charm. Tom, on the other hand, was more reserved, content to watch rather than take center stage. He often went along with Emma's jokes, rolling his eyes with a good-natured smile, but there were times when her teasing tested his patience. "Tom, you really need to loosen up," Emma teased, nudging him playfully. "You're like a stick in the mud. Look at everyone else having fun while you just stand there." The group around them erupted in laughter. Tom forced a smile, trying to brush it off. "I'm just enjoying the view," he replied, keeping his tone light. But Emma wasn't ready to let it go. "Enjoying the view or just afraid to dance?" she challenged. Turning to the crowd, she called out, "Come on, everyone. Let's see Tom show us his moves." Their friends cheered, encouraging him to join in. Tom's face grew warm as all eyes fell on him. The laughter, once lighthearted, now felt sharp, almost mocking. "Emma, can you chill for a second?" he said, his voice calm but strained. "Oh, come on, Tom. Afraid you might actually have fun?" she teased again, a smirk playing on her lips. The others chuckled, throwing in their own playful remarks. Tom clenched his jaw. What was meant to be harmless fun now felt different. The laughter no longer felt good-natured. It felt cruel. "Seriously, Emma, this isn't funny," he said, his voice firm, irritation creeping in. Emma waved a dismissive hand. "Oh, lighten up. A little embarrassment won't kill you." Tom looked around, his stomach tightening. The laughter wasn't just friendly teasing anymore. It was at his expense. He could feel frustration bubbling beneath the surface, a feeling he had suppressed too many times before. Then, in a moment of clarity, he stood up. "You know what, Emma?" he said, his voice cutting through the chatter. "This is ridiculous. I'm done being the joke in our relationship." The laughter died instantly. Conversations halted. The air grew heavy with silence. Emma's playful expression faded, replaced by confusion and something else. Worry. "What do you mean?" she asked, her voice quieter now. But Tom had already made up his mind. "I'm done," Tom said, his heart pounding in his chest. "This isn't fun for me anymore." His voice was steady, but beneath it was a storm of emotions he could no longer suppress. "I'm sick of being the punchline to your jokes, Emma. It's not just teasing. It feels like you don't respect me." Emma opened her mouth to respond, but no words came out. She had never seen him like this before. The easy-going, mild-mannered man she knew had been replaced by someone filled with frustration, someone she barely recognized. "Tom, I was just joking," she said, her voice unsteady. "You know I love you." He let out a bitter chuckle, shaking his head. "Love? This doesn't feel like love, Emma. It feels like you want to make me look weak, and I can't take it anymore." A heavy silence fell over the group, the weight of his words sinking in. The light-hearted energy of the evening had vanished, replaced by something raw and unspoken. Tom exhaled sharply, his decision crystallizing. "Maybe I don't belong here," he said, his tone firm but laced with pain. "Maybe it's time I leave." With that, he turned and walked toward the door, leaving behind a stunned crowd and a wife who suddenly felt the ground shift beneath her. Emma's chest tightened as she watched him go, a cold wave of panic creeping in. "Tom, wait," she called out, her voice carrying desperation. But he didn't stop. Stepping outside, the crisp night air hit him like a wake-up call, contrasting sharply with the suffocating atmosphere inside. He felt an overwhelming mix of anger and sadness crash over him. The sting of her words still lingered, cutting deeper than she probably realized. How had the night spiraled so fast? A part of him wanted to get in the car and drive away, leaving it all behind. But another part of him, one he hated to admit, hoped she would come after him. As he stood beside his car, the muffled sound of laughter still drifted from the house, but it felt distant, like a world he no longer belonged to. Just as he reached for the door handle, he heard footsteps behind him. "Tom, please, can we talk?" Emma's voice was soft, almost fragile. He turned slowly to face her, his expression a mix of hurt and frustration. "Talk about what, Emma?" "About how you think it's fun to embarrass me in front of our friends." Her eyes shimmered with unshed tears. "I didn't mean to humiliate you," she whispered. "I was just trying to have fun. I thought you'd take a joke." "I can't do this anymore," Tom said, his voice steady but laced with pain. "This isn't the first time, Emma. I've brushed it off before, but tonight was different. You went too far." Emma felt a sinking weight in her chest as his words settled in. Deep down, she knew he was right. "I'm sorry," she whispered, her voice cracking. "I didn't mean it that way. I just wanted everyone to laugh, to have fun. And you thought the best way to do that was by making a joke out of me?" Tom shot back, frustration simmering beneath his words. "I'm not some act for your amusement, Emma. I'm your husband." His words hit her like a blow. She had never intended for her teasing to wound him so deeply, but now she could see the hurt written all over his face. "I was wrong, Tom," she admitted, her voice trembling. "I see that now. I never meant to make you feel this way. I'm so sorry." But the pain had been festering for too long. This wasn't just about tonight. It was about all the times he had swallowed his feelings, convincing himself it didn't matter. "I can't keep doing this," he said, the conviction in his voice unwavering. "I can't keep pretending everything is okay when it's not." Emma took a step closer, desperation creeping into her tone. "Please, let's talk about this. I don't want to lose you." "Then you need to understand what this feels like," Tom replied, his voice heavy with emotion. "You need to realize how much your words have hurt me." Emma's eyes filled with tears. "Let's go home and talk, just the two of us," she pleaded, her voice breaking. "I swear I'll listen. I'll do better. Just don't walk away from us." Tom hesitated, caught between the sting of humiliation and the love he still felt for her. The idea of leaving everything behind felt overwhelming, yet the pain was still fresh, raw. After a long pause, he exhaled and gave a slow nod. "Okay, but if we're going to talk, it has to be real. No more brushing things off. No more turning everything into a joke. Just the truth." Relief washed over Emma as she quickly nodded. "I promise. I want to fix this, Tom. I want us to be better." As they walked back inside together, fingers tentatively intertwined, the tension between them began to shift. Their relationship was far from perfect, and healing wouldn't happen overnight. But this moment, this reckoning, felt like a turning point. It wouldn't be easy, but as Tom glanced at Emma, he felt something stir beneath the hurt. Hope. Maybe this was a wake-up call they both needed, a chance to rebuild, to truly understand each other, and a fight for what mattered most.